Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into Devblog 3 for Payday 3. It definitely is a weekly series, clearly they're going for every Friday at the minute. Unfortunately this one is a little less substantial than the last one that we had talking about adaptive armor, because this one is just covering some of the more initial focus points for what Operation Medic-Bag wants to fix, so it's going to be quite a quick read. There's not too much to go over here, but a couple of interesting points I thought I would cover either way. Before we get into it very quickly though, thank you to everyone who checked out the Baldur's Gate 3 video put up yesterday. If you haven't already checked it out, I'll link it on screen, leave it in the description. I really appreciate people checking out me doing some other content on different games while we're waiting for a lot of this stuff to become reality. And if you haven't already seen, an interview's going up tomorrow, the first episode of the Redcast Season 4 with Rebecca Hansen, who plays Alfira in Baldur's Gate 3. Bit of a theme going on at the minute for the non-Payday stuff, but I hope you'll enjoy that interview when it comes out tomorrow. But let's get into the main dev blog post. Let's talk about the initial focus. We went out with this list when we first announced Operation Medic-Bag, and we wanted to go into some detail about a few of these topics that have created discussions in and around the Payday world. But today's blog is about the initial focus, aka the things that didn't have a description in the original post. The bigger topics like DLC pricing, Unreal Engine 5, the new matchmaking and challenge system warrant their own blog posts. Some of these are already in the works, while others are being ironed out, meaning we'll be delving deeper into those topics in the near future. For now though, let's go through and explain the initial focus in a little more detail. So we've seen this graphic before. This was in the original Operation Medic-Bag post and highlighted some of the most important things that were going to be coming to Payday 3 over the next few months or so. Everything by summer 2024, but hopefully sooner. They're going to skip things that seem self-explanatory like vote, kick, loadout, renaming and quick play, but there's more explanations for other things here that we haven't already received. So the play again feature simply lets you choose to restart the heist you just played on the same difficulty with the same people again. Helpful if you want to repeatedly play the same heist. I actually think the ordering of these is not the best because I did look at this earlier, so I'm going to jump down a little bit and then go to player merging into party post-match, because this is very similar to what they've just talked about. When playing with a random group of people, you'll also have the opportunity to choose to stay together. So if you don't vote for play again, you can vote to stick together, be put in a party and go back to the main menu. So that's also an option you can have with matchmaking. From there, daily activities with rewards. With this feature, we hope to give players a bit more incentive to try something they might not otherwise think to try. Every day, players will be presented with 3 missions, and these missions are designed to be completed in 2 to 3 heists, and doing so will reward infamy points and C-stacks. Of course, infamy points are still going to be the main point of progression, it's just that you're going to get them solely from completing heists going forward, so don't be worried about that too much. But this feature, together with Mask of the Week, something they don't explain until the next bullet point, so I'm being pedantic, but this really isn't very well ordered, but it's something we'll hope to be able to expand on and adjust based on player feedback, so let us know what you think once you've got a feel for them. So, what is this Mask of the Week? Well, since the time they announced Operation Medic-Bag, the name they've settled on for the mask vendor with rotating inventory is Mask of the Week. As the name suggests, they'll be creating a number of new customizable masks and putting them into the mask vendor's inventory on a rotating schedule. The masks will be available at a heavily discounted C-stack price while in rotation. Once they've rotated a few times, all masks will be made available on demand for their regular price from the mask vendor, and new masks will enter the rotation. And there is an example here of a potential mask they might do, this hot dog. Also, we have communication wheel improvements V1. With this one, we seek to cover some of the holes in the current communication wheel, adding more relevant options, helping you better communicate with your team and understanding their needs in turn. No mention as to what that includes. They probably should have quoted that they need armor. That's the most important one in a wheel. The fact that you can't request armor is stupid. That would be the one I jumped to first, and probably one I would have mentioned here. But either way, after that there'll be recurring smaller content drops. This is a commitment from our end to release content in smaller increments and updates instead of holding off for the larger bundles like we have until now. Exactly how this will play out is undecided at this stage, but our goal is to provide more reasons to check in with Payday 3 more often. Thank you for joining us this week. We hope it answered your questions on these initial focus topics. Next week, Game Director Mia will dive into more detail regarding the next skill line, known as Fortitude, coming to Payday 3, and we hope to see you then. I'm intrigued about this last bullet point because it's very generic and doesn't really say much other than we realise that you don't think updates are dropping often enough, which is very, very true. I mean, right now, 4 to 6 weeks means we probably will get an update in March. It'll be in April at the earliest. So is this them saying they're going to try and put something out sooner? Or is this after the April update they're going to try and speed things up? Because that's what they've already said. They want to make it a bit more frequent. But that's a very generic thing. I wouldn't read too much into that. It's very much a case of action speaking louder than words. Their words, let's see the actions. But that's everything in the blog post. Not much to say. It's a quite short video, but that covers everything you need to know. So we'll be back next Friday with the next dev blog post. If anything happens in the meantime, I'll let you guys know. But if not, stay tuned for more content coming soon. As I said, the interview goes up tomorrow, and I'm working on a couple of video essays at the minute that I'll be doing in the meantime between these posts. So stay tuned for more content, and you can always check me out on Twitch to see me live stream a few times a week if you want any extra content from me. If me talking in these videos isn't enough of my voice for you, which would be a rarity, I would say. That's an insult. Why am I insulting myself? I meant in the video. Thank you all for watching. See you all soon.